Nestled on the southwestern edge of the Persian Gulf lies a place between two giants, Saudi Arabia, where I was born, and Iran. Qatar may not have the same landmass, but it makes up for that in its beaches. Normally, when people think of the Middle East, they think of desert and camels. For me, however, I think of my youth, learning to windsurf here with my dad, exploring caves with my brother, and now kiteboarding. I'm starting a new job teaching at Yella Kiteboarding School, and I have the opportunity to try out some new gear. Today, I'm testing out the Cabrinha short mast, and well, turns out there's a lot more to it than just a beginner foil. Hey, this is Blake from Kite, and I'm here at El Wakra Beach again this week, and it's pretty low tide, but today we're going to try out a 40 centimeter Cabrinha double agent foil. It's the 2018 one, and I'm here with Hillary, and she's been getting her first transitions and little jumps, so today she's going to try out the foil as well, and we'll see how that goes. So, to tell you the truth, I didn't really know what to expect from this short mast, but there are quite a few subtle differences between this and my happy foil. As it would turn out, among other things, the short mast is perfect for riding in the shallow tidal waters here. Well, so far I love it. It's amazing. There's no way I'd be able to ride my regular foil out here, or definitely not enough wind for a twin tip. But I'm out here in the light winds on the Persian Gulf of Qatar, foilboarding around, having plenty of speed. So I'd recommend this foil to anyone, whether you're beginning or wanting to just get out in any winds or learn some new tricks. But this is the way to go. Enjoying a beautiful sunset here in Qatar with my girlfriend, teaching her how to foil. Seems like a crazy thing, but with this thing, it's not too hard. So the biggest thing for riding one of these mini foils as you're starting out is just to try and keep your weight all the way forward so that the nose stays down, and it will ride like a regular board with a really long fin. So you just got to remember that there's a really long fin attached, so you can lift it up about a foot, or if you want to ride it, just practice, then push the nose down. Ride it like a regular board, and shift your weight back if you want it to lift up. So, great beginner foil, super fun. Hey guys, this is Blake from Kite, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the 40 centimeter Cabrinha double agent foil board. It's new this year, and it's a mast that's only 40 centimeters, so it's good for beginners or advanced riders, whatever you like. But it's a new foil that's really fun, and I got to try it out the other day thanks to Cameron at Yella Kiteboarding, who I'm going to be teaching for this year in Doha, Qatar. And I'll be doing advanced lessons and foil boarding, teaching people all around the country of Qatar in the Persian Gulf, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I got to try this thing out the other day, and I'm going to share with you my experience. And my girlfriend Hillary and I went out and gave it a try in a bunch of different locations, and it was super fun. She's a beginner kiteboarder. She learned with me in Key West, and so within the past half a year, she's progressed where she's riding and everything. And so now she's trying a foil, which is pretty amazing because I've kited for 8 years, and I just tried a foil like a year and a half ago, and I'm now getting really into it. So for me, that shows that this foil is really awesome because anyone can safely try to do this foil, even beginners or any skill level, just as long as you're willing to give it a try and go for it and you have basic skill in flying a kite. The biggest thing is that you have to be able to fly a kite in light winds, because here in Qatar it's been super light wind, and we've been going out in wind speeds of like 5 to 10 miles an hour on average. And so the kite barely flies, but we're still going out trying to ride twin tips. So now we have this new tool where it's a board that'll lift out of the water, with no resistance and fly in light winds. So it's really nice for us because we're able to get out in super light wind. And we've been here for almost 3 weeks now, kiteboarding almost every single day. Now that we have this mini foil, it's really fun for me to learn new tricks, or for Hillary as a beginner to start foil boarding and get out in super light conditions. So it's a foil for any level, and that's really cool. And another thing I'm going to go over today is the differences between a long mast foil and a short mast foil. A long mast is, I would compare long to short mast as like kind of a roller coaster ride, because you're going up and down as you start, and you're launching out of the water and you're crashing down. So if you think of starting anything, you want to kind of start with something easier and then work your way up. You don't want to get on the biggest roller coaster of all time and try that first before going on like a smaller roller coaster, just giving it a try. So you go on the little one, you ride up and then you come down. But with this little mast, you kind of go up out of the water, and you only have 40 centimeters to work with. So your board is long and the foil is short. So as you come out of the water, you're not going to be able to come down and nosedive completely like you will with the big foil. Whereas with the big one, you can come out of the water really high and you can come crashing down really hard, and that never feels good. It's a lot less scary, it hurts less, and there's a lot less consequences with it. So, I mean, why not try starting with a small foil, getting comfortable, just kind of riding with all of your weight over the nose of the board, just with the feel of a foil underneath you. Get comfortable with that, maneuvering it around, and then you just slowly move your weight back and start lifting out of the water and just getting that feeling. I think it's a great tool for learning how to foil board and learning new tricks on the foil without all that consequence of hurting yourself. I have a hyperextended shoulder right now from foil boarding at night and crashing really hard. And it's just, you're up high, and then if you make any like sudden movements, you can at a split second smack the water with your body and come down real hard. So why not learn with something small? And another advantage to it, in small mast you can go in shallow water. So in knee-deep water, like here in Qatar, everywhere we've been pretty much is shallow water. There's like some pretty crazy tides here. So you can end up walking like almost a mile out just to get to knee to waist deep water. So you don't really want to be walking super far out with your huge foil, carrying that to get to deep water. So this mini foil, it's enough in light winds to lift you out of the water, and you don't have any resistance and all of your weight on top of the board. So you can get up and you can start riding upwind in light winds. You don't have to, and then you can actually get out to the deep water and get out there where you want to be. The small foil, you can ride in shallow waters, you can learn new tricks, it's not as dangerous, you don't hurt yourself as much, and you can feel more comfortable as you learn. And then with the big foil, then you can take your skills and you can transition that to the big one when you have deeper water, when you have more skill, and you're ready for a little bit more play in the foil where you can come up and you can really get the feel of moving around the foil and just kind of using the whole body. So it's really fun to do both. I like them both because I'm excited to learn some new tricks with that mini foil and then take those to the next step with the big one. The differences in technique are that with the mini foil, you have a lot less play. So with the big foil, if you lean back, you have a little bit more time for it to lift up before you lean forward and you catch yourself for it to come down. Whereas the little foil, if you send the kite and you lean back, it only has 40 centimeters till it launches out of the water and you come crashing down. Where if you lean forward, you're gonna keep the foil on the ground or on the water. And then once you lean back, you only have this much room. So you have to really get that dialed in. Until you really get your basic foil skills down, you're gonna be riding more on the board. And it's a really nice board. It's like a wake skim board. Highly recommend riding it first without the foil, putting fins on it. Fortunately, I didn't give Hillary that opportunity to ride it without the foil on it. She just went for it and had never ridden a directional, but it's good to just get a feel for the board before you go out and strap a foil to it. So the biggest thing is that I would say, for me, I noticed with the mini foil, I was more like sitting in a chair. So usually I stand up straight with my big foil and I point my knees like both towards the front of the board. So I stand up and I point both of my knees forward like in the direction that I'm traveling, and then my shoulders over my front knee, and then I'm just kind of like leaning back and forwards with my shoulders to kind of lift the foil up and down. Whereas this one, I felt like I was kind of bringing my knees to my chest, getting a bit smaller, my knees over my chest, facing forward. So you kind of want to like feel like you're sitting in a chair almost, because you have to really lock it in. You only have this much room, so you have to really try and get it perfectly in the middle there. So I think the biggest thing in technique is that you have to be a little bit more, you have to lock your position in more. So just kind of, I feel like sitting in a chair helps me get the feel of it. And then once you get the feel of it, you'll figure out all the little things in between there. But if you just bring your knees to your chest and kind of imitate yourself like sitting in a chair while pointing your knees forward towards the front of the board. For beginners, I just recommend that always try and rock all of your weight. So when you're starting with the foil, bring your knees to your chest, send the kite down, and as soon as the kite pulls, just rock your shoulders over your knees and all of your weight onto the front of the board. And then once the kite pulls you up, put your two shoulders over the front knee and just weight the nose of the board down. Kind of ride it around like a regular board with all the weight forward, which is the opposite of what you do on a twin tip. Be comfortable with that, and then just mess around with distributing your weight differently and getting used to that. So overall, I would say I definitely give this board a thumbs up, or this foil. It's a lot of fun, but I'd say the only disadvantage that I can think of for this mini foil is that it's a little bit more tricky, like if you're going through chop. If the chop is this high, you're basically just gonna be riding on the board and just kind of floating over the chop. So, I mean, you take what you get with the mini foil. It's better than nothing, and it's nice to be able to get in those shallow spots and riding in light winds in those locations. But once you get to the level, I mean, obviously a longer foil provides more fun because you can ride up higher and glide over all the chop and the waves. But overall, I'd say this thing is awesome. Definitely give it a try. And if you have the means, buy one of each and ride them both. So, or if not, try some with friends or local shops and learn on that and then progress to the next. So if you like these videos, hit like on Matt Kiteboarded on their YouTube page and subscribe to our channel. Keep up to date with all these videos. And now my girlfriend Hillary is going to fly out, and so I gotta go. But I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.